What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And it looks like this is not a great year for Robinhood, but an even worse year for the family of Alex Kearns. Now, this is an unfortunate tale, and it's made bittersweet by the fact that, yes, I love the idea of Robinhood getting sued into oblivion, but it was because a young man ended up taking his own life after the app incorrectly said he owed nearly $750,000. And now the family is out to bury them. And I give them all of my thoughts and prayers and hope that they are wildly successful. Alex Kearns passed thinking he owed hundreds of thousands to the stock market on Robinhood. His parents have sued over this. 20-year-old Alex Kearns he self-deleted last June mistakenly, believing he'd lost nearly $750,000 on a risky bet on Robinhood, the stock trading app where he started trading as a teenager. His parents filed the suit first obtained by CBS News on Monday, accusing Robinhood of wrongful death, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and unfair business practices. While the company's stated mission is to stand up for the little guy, well, we know that that's baloney sausage, given everything we saw with GameStop. And democratize finance, which we also know they don't do. Alex's mother and father say in the suit that Robinhood targeted young and inexperienced customers, then pushed them to engage in risky trading practices. And when those investors needed help, as Alex said the day he passed, Robinhood provided no meaningful customer support. Now, I'm not going to people put their money into these type of things and invest and at their own peril. I lost thousands getting caught up in the GameStop and AMC bonanza, and I'm not blaming anyone but myself. It was a risk that didn't work out for me. That's not Robinhood's fault directly. Now, with the GameStop specific stuff, I think you could make that argument given that they were interfering in finance by limiting stock buys, which we'll see how that class action suit goes. It doesn't look very great. But here's the really sad part about it, is he didn't owe them any money. In an interview with CBS this morning, Dan and Dorothy Kearns said that they had a full house last year after lockdown brought their son Alex home early from college. To be honest, it was a really joyful household. Alex was interested in investing, and before he graduated from high school, he opened an account with Robinhood. The app let anyone buy and sell stocks with no fees and no experience. Alex started with his own savings. It was from grandma and grandpa money, from all the birthday gifts he had saved, summer job lifeguarding. All told, it may have been $5,000. Dan and Dorothy Kearns knew Alex was trading. I didn't see any harm in it, Dan Kearns said, adding he spoke with his son about responsible investing and believed Alex had, quote, limited exposure. But Dan and Dorothy did not realize that Robinhood had approved Alex to buy and sell options, a risky financial instrument with potential for huge losses. I don't understand how they allowed that to happen in the first place, Dan Kearns said. Well, they don't care about you. The Kearns believe that Alex's inexperience is what got him into trouble after a transaction last year. On June 11th, he saw Robinhood restricted his account, reflecting what appeared to be a negative balance of $730,000. Later that night, at 3:26 a.m., the company sent an automated email demanding Alex take immediate action, requesting a payment of more than $170,000 in just a few days. Imagine, you would put $5,000 in. Imagine what this would potentially do to your psyche. In fact, though, according to the family's attorneys, Alex may not have lost money at all because of the way the option bets were structured. He thought he blew up his entire life. He thought he screwed up beyond repair. Robinhood had no customer service phone number, but Alex emailed its support address 3 times late that night and the following morning. He asked for help understanding what had happened and whether he could still offset the losses with another trade. Alex wrote, I was incorrectly assigned more money than I should have. My bought puts should have covered the bets I sold. Could somebody look into this? In response, he received an automatic message. We want to let you know that we're working to get back to you as soon as possible. And this response was their canned reply. We'll get back to you later. Dan said his son just wanted an answer, but no one was there to respond. It haunts me, it really does. Later that day, the sheriff knocked on the family's door to deliver the news. Alex was gone. The day he self-deleted, Robinhood sent an automated message suggesting the trade had been resolved and that he didn't owe any money. Great news, the email said. We've reached out to confirm that you've met your margin call and we've lifted your trade restrictions. If you had any question about your margin call, please feel free to reach out. Robinhood says it's a mission to bring younger and more diverse investors to the market and approach the company highlighted in its Super Bowl ad. You don't need to become an investor, the ad announces as a young man in a jean jacket opens the app on her phone. Young woman, you were born one. But here's the thing. Do I want to see investing, locked off to, forbidden from actual, the retail traders? No, of course not. Is there an addictive element to it? Absolutely. But the issue here is, a regular person thought that, hey, my life is ruined. I owe $750,000. I had $5,000 invested. Here you say he was in complete panic. His panic and desperation grew as he was unable to communicate over a number of hours with anyone at Robinhood. He repeatedly tried and failed to reach out to representatives at the company. Adding to the tragedy, Kearns didn't realize his massive negative balance would have been erased by the exercise and settlement of options he held, the suit said. Robinhood never bothered to explain this to Alex or respond to his increasingly desperate pleas for help. The family pins the blame on Kearns' panic squarely on Robinhood. This resulted in a highly distressed mental condition in Alex, an uncontrollable impulse to end everything. It was the only option he could see. How was a 20-year-old with no income able to get assigned almost $1 million worth of leverage? The note said, according to the lawsuit, adding that these were his last known written words. So he mentioned it, by the way, in his final letter. Robinhood said this week that its changes include new financial criteria and revised experience requirements for the new customers seeking to trade advanced option strategies. I don't think that this is going to be good enough. I think that ultimately they're going to be in big trouble. You saw a huge influx of customers, cash that now they're able to take. They have no problem taking all that money, and they had plenty of money. What I thought was interesting is they didn't have money to back retail traders buying GameStop when things were good. Only after they had survived the short squeeze could you buy it. But they had money for a $5 million Super Bowl ad. And we saw this, with just tens of thousands of people entering the stock trading market. 28% of Americans bought GameStop or other viral stocks in January. That's an insane number. 28%. You're talking about a huge amount of people getting involved in retail trading with no restrictions because, Robinhood doesn't actually care about you. They never cared about you. It was just a gimmick. They proved that they didn't care about you when they restricted trading when the little guy was winning. 28%. That's like tens of millions of people moved into AMC, GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, or Castor Maritime Inc. I didn't even know that one was one of the meme stocks. The interesting thing here, kids learned a valuable lesson that, the system is still stacked against the little guy. They learned that an app like Robinhood, which promised to care about the little guy, never really cared about the little guy. And ultimately, this kid lost his life because the app essentially either glitched out, I don't know. In a note to his parents before he made his final decision, he wrote, "How is a 20-year-old with no income able to be assigned almost $1 million worth of leverage? The puts and bots I sold should have canceled out. But I also have no clue what I was doing in hindsight. There was no intention to be assigned this much and take this much risk. And I only thought that I was risking the money I'd actually owed. If you check the app, the margin investing option isn't even turned on for me. A painful lesson. F Robinhood." And now he's gone. What happened to Alex Kearns is of particular worry to Galvin and his team. In Massachusetts alone, they found more than 600 examples of Robinhood customers who, by Robinhood's own standards, should not have been approved for options trading, but were. The rush to make money out of his caused them to add people to their base, Galvin said, and to recklessly bring people on board who they probably shouldn't have. No, we won't qualify you for options right now. The sad part about this is he still had something like $20,000 in his actual account. But the way that the system either glitched out or failed to update made this number and triggered a series of events that caused this kid to lose his life. I hope the parents win the lawsuit. And quite frankly, I've closed my Robinhood account given how they treated the retail traders over GameStop. And I would love to see the company fold up. I hope you were informed by this video. Close your Robinhood accounts. Be careful when investing. We'll talk to you again real soon.